Big changes are coming at FICO regarding how it calculates a person's credit score. And these changes could be a big help for millions of Americans struggling to get loans. Mary Thompson has more.
You may feel better after a hospital stay, but medical emergencies can really harm your financial health. A 2012 study found 75 million Americans had trouble paying their medical bills, hurting their credit scores. Now FICO plans to treat those debts differently for some under a new way of modeling creditworthiness called the FICO Score 9.
What we found is that unpaid medical debt that's in collection, if someone has an otherwise pristine credit history, it is not an indicator that they are having trouble. It's not a sign that they're having trouble repaying their debt. It's an anomaly. And so as such, it should be treated differently by the FICO score.
Under FICO Score 9, medical debts held by collection agencies would carry less weight in determining a credit score, while debts held by collection agencies that have been paid off would have no impact at all. The result? Higher scores for many consumers. Here's FICO's Anthony Sprov.
For someone whose credit score and their credit history is pretty pristine, they have no other derogatory actions, it could boost their score by about 25 points.
But why treat medical debts differently? First, the debt is unpredictable, often causing short-term problems even for financially responsible people. Second, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau says billing problems and confusion about what's covered by insurance often means a consumer doesn't know they owe money until a collection agency holds the debt and their credit score is impacted. A 2012 study found 18% of adult Americans had medical bills that were held by a collection agency, and 42% of those people said this hurt their credit scores. And while FICO Score 9 holds a promise of more credit at lower rates on some loans, it won't improve a person's chance of getting a mortgage. An earlier version of FICO, known as the FICO Classic, is one of the many factors that banks use in assessing a client's credit worthiness, meaning that a higher score won't translate into a total financial victory. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Mary Thompson.
So what are the 3 things you can do to improve your credit score? Gerri Detweiler is the Director of Consumer Education at Credit.com. Gerri, great to see you. I want to start, though, by asking you, how and where can I get my credit score or my credit report?
Sure. Your credit report you can get free once a year at annualcreditreport.com. That's your federally mandated free copy. You can get a credit score for free at credit.com, and your financial institution may offer you one as well on your billing statement.
So, Gerri, if indeed you suspect or you find out that you do have issues with your credit and your credit score as a result of that, give me a few ideas of how you can repair your credit and how long it might take to repair that credit.
Well, one of the fastest ways that I see consumers improve their credit score is by paying off their credit cards faster. The FICO score looks at your balance compared to your available credit. And if you're someone who even pays in full, but you're maxing out that card to earn rewards, the balance may be high compared to the limit. So pay that down, pay it faster. You can see a quick improvement. Another thing is the collection accounts you just talked about that will be changing. I don't think it'll happen soon. There'll be an implementation period. But right now, if you're dealing with collection accounts, one strategy is to pay them so that they don't wind up with a second or third collection agency if they remain unpaid.
And another area that Mary Thompson just mentioned are medical bills, which sometimes we tend to forget about. We don't know that they're going to show up on our credit report. But of all the categories of debt that can damage you or even lead to bankruptcy, medical bills are number 1.
Exactly. And this is something that happens to people even with excellent credit. You know, that one bill you thought insurance was going to take care of slips through the cracks. Next thing, it's with a collection agency. So I really encourage consumers, anytime you get medical treatment, anywhere, stay on top of those bills. And if you don't get a bill, call the medical provider and find out why, because it could be going to the wrong address and you could hear next when it shows up on your credit report.
You know, okay, so let's recap. Pay down the high balances. Watch your medical bills, resolve collection accounts. I've also heard that be careful how many department store or individual retail accounts that you open. Is that correct or not?
Yeah, exactly. It is to some extent, because new credit is a risk factor in your credit score. And so that's why it's usually recommended that you're very careful about applying for new credit. If you really want a new card, that's fine. But holiday season is coming up. You don't want to take advantage of all those offers that you'll get at the cash register, because doing so will definitely have an impact on your score.
All right, Gerri, thanks. Always great to see you.
Thank you.
Gerri Detweiler, credit.com.